Shalom. Kala lalim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, who are the men of the Lord, who, have been on the streets non-stop and have been waking up the elect around the world, or the hopeful elect around the world, all the Jakes, whatever package they come in, like myself, double honors to them. A lot of things are going through my mind, just my little take on this Andrew Tate thing. In one of Andrew Tate's interviews, he mentions that he's one of the most Googled people on the planet behind Putin, right? And Andrew Tate talks about masculinity, men being men, women being women, women going back to their traditional gender roles, which they should, men going back to their masculinity, getting rid of these moles. But actually, no, he's quite neutral when it comes to the mole situation and the trans situation. Okay, and we know why. He's trying to play it safe in that area. He's saying, no, I'm not against them. I'm not phobic of the moles. I'm not scared of them. But he still, wants men to be men and women to be women, right? So what the elites are doing are using people like him to call, because they do something called pressure from above and pressure from below. So they cause a situation, cause a problem, and then they try and root out a remedy for that situation that they actually caused. So that's order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. So they create the chaos, and within that chaos, they want to create order. Their so-called New World Order. Okay? And to shut people up like Andrew Tate, okay, which I believe is a psyop, which is possibly made up. I was with Andrew, because him being a Jake and all that kind of thing, and I thought, yeah, okay, he's a brother and all that. I said, yeah, I'm going to support him, and I like what he says. Okay, it's absolutely true the way he talks about women being pure and chaste, and perfect, ideally being a virgin, so she's all yours spiritually, physically, and mentally. A woman should not be having no girls' night out. You want to go to a club, you go to a club with your man, with your husband on your arm. And when I say husband, even if you're dating a woman, but you're sticking your rod in her, and she's your woman, she's your wife, okay? Because you both become one flesh. She's your lady, so therefore she's your wife, and you're her husband. Whether you want to put it the newspeak term or this worldly term of boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, right? I know women should be going out on no holidays abroad with just little girls alone. Women go alone on holiday. They're on the beach. A bunch of university students are there, or a bunch of young grads or whatever. A bunch of guys are out there. What do you think they're going to do? They see 8, 9 women together, fairly attractive or attractive in bikinis. They're going to gravitate towards them. And amongst the group of those 8, 9 girls, there's going to be a group of sluts. Okay, and your woman might be amongst them, who's with you, but she gets coerced into talking to one of the guys, so her friend who's single can talk to a specific guy that she's interested in. This is how shit starts. And even if your woman doesn't want to do anything with the guy, whatever, but she doesn't want to talk to the guy, but she stays quiet, but you never know. These guys sometimes can drug your woman. I'm digressing again, but Salakia for that. So the fact of the matter here is where he's putting so much emphasis on certain areas, okay, of masculinity and men becoming men again, right? Because most of the world, if you think about it, is so-called normal. They don't really give a two hoots about moles or the trans community. or the ABCD community. They don't care about them. It's all digitally made up information. So much emphasis is put on it. And Esau, you're going to pay for using the rainbow, you MFer, for using the rainbow for your disgusting, disgusting, disgusting behavior. The rainbow is a beautiful image. It's got nothing to do with you, you bundle of sticks. Okay? So, with all this emphasis on what Andrew Tate is saying and what it's leading to, because from him saying that, you got so many spin-offs. You got, you had Kevin Samuels, which I believe he was juiced in. Then you got Fresh and Fit, where you got that Benjamite in there and that Ishmaelite, who pretends to be a Jacob, because he's got Caesar and all that, and brown skin. He's an Ishmaelite camel jockey, living in Miami, dealing with our women, And that's neither here or there, but you know how that goes. And then you got who else? Then you got Pearl, that Edomite, that Edomite wench. Was it Pearl? Yeah, Pearl. Who's 20? Who the Edomite female who's talks about these particular topics as well. But one thing refreshing about her is she actually agrees with everything that Andrew says. And so with all these people waking up, and all these youngsters, YouTubers and all that, they're all talking about the same subject. And this, ultimately, in a worldly term, is going to lead to a shutdown of social media. This is going to lead to more redlining, more red tape on social media. Okay? And then this is going to affect the men of the Lord. Okay? And along with that truth being spoken in a worldly term, which has got elements of biblical aspects to it, Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuel speaking about men being men, women being women, etc., 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 right? Okay? And the men of the Lord bringing out the truth, Esau is using all this, setting the stage to bring the famine of the word. Okay? And then on top of that, you got Andrew Tate. He said he became Muslim. I don't believe that. Okay? He says, after he converted, so-called converted, in speech marks, so-called converted, he said, I don't know a thing about it. I'm here to learn. But okay, why would you convert to something you don't know anything about? You're saying some demonic words in Arabic and you're converting to something you don't know anything about. Who does that? You hear about people converting all the time. And the reason why people convert to Islam is because they don't know their true heritage. They've never studied it, never investigated it. It was never blessed to them. Okay, it was a stumbling block to them. And therefore, the demons got them and they converted to that Islam crap. Okay? And that's also to, they're using Andrew to sort of like put a negative spin on the Bible. So people put the Bible aside and don't use the Bible because there's no power in the Quran or Islam or the Muslim religion, or Muhammad and all that. There is no power in that whatsoever. So they're trying to put a negative spin on the Bible. That's another thing as well they've used Andrew for, him being such a huge figure. Okay? Then they show pictures of Andrew after he converted, going to bars and beautiful women offering drinks, and he's going to them with his hands, with hand gesture. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And Tristan Tate, like his younger brother is, he like a younger brother follows his older brother around. He's just looking at him, even though they're acting, they make it look hella realistic. They are Jakes, so even though they're doing evil shit, they put salt to it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And also, we know how they're juiced in is, I've got a couple of images up as well, okay? Look at that symbol. I used to always wonder, why is he doing that? And I thought, okay, and then, I put my hands in that same pose. And I thought, okay, you get kind of like it's like, I thought because him being a kickboxer and all and a martial artist, maybe it's a certain kind of pose for martial arts. And I thought to myself, what the hell's wrong with you? My dumb self. And I thought, I should know this because I've always looked into free, Masonic symbols and stuff. It's a Masonic symbol, Okay, so he's juiced in. Look. And how did he make his money? How did he make his money? They said he had a webcam business. That's how he made his money. 400 girls, and he's pulling in about $4 million a month. Okay, moved to Romania, you know, and he has security teams, a private jet, and all that kind of thing. So, you know, he's been given certain accesses and certain freedoms which so-called normal people don't have. So he's basically another sellout. Okay, and then you got that symbol. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There you go. There's that symbol there. Symbol number 9. There. That's the same symbol that Andrew does here. See? You got that there, and there's a sketch of it here of different Masonic symbols. There. This one here, where I got the cursor on. There. See? You know, he does this as well. He does that as well. He does that as well. You watch his interviews where his hands go. Okay? Where he does this interview with this Amalekite who looks like an East Indian, who was a Marine. I forget his name. You know why he does all? He's the East Indian looking Amalekite. Wait, to me he looks East Indian. Amalekite, who's interviewed mob bosses and all that kind of thing. He does some good interviews. You know, they're all juiced in, man. You know, because this is basically a world stage. It's kind of freaky. You look around sometimes, man. You think to yourself, "Am I the only normal person?" It's like there's sleeper cells of normal people that have the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai around the world, and everybody else is either zombies who've taken the juice, or they're juiced in terms of they're part of this world stage, right? And then you got his dad, Emery Tate. Look what he's doing. And this guy was a CIA agent. You know, knew numerous languages. Obviously, Jake has that salt. Jake has that blessing of knowledge and numerous languages. And his father's a martial artist as well. You know, in the CIA. You know, to be high up even in the police force in the UK or in America, you've got to have. You know, they're gonna let you into their secret societies. Okay, they're not gonna be. They're basically the nigger version of how these crackers have these Edomites have their secret society. You know, they're the underlings. Okay, they can't see past this rulership, so they want to have it now. You know, getting up every day, whether you work in an office or a building site, is too much for them. You know, they have to want to sell their soul. They want to do wicked stuff to even get their own people caught up. They don't care. They don't care. You know? And here I was thinking like, oh, you know what? That's just a beautiful Israelite family. You know what I mean? You got Andrew Tate's nice looking sister there. You know? Then you got the whole family there. Nice Jake family. I thought, okay, cool, man. You know, so this is a nice Jake family. But lo and behold, hey, it is what it is. Just a couple of scriptures, yeah. Amos 8 and 11. Now, all this emphasis on, men being men, women being women, and then, he's then and Andrew dissing the Bible, saying the Bible is, is not a real God. You know, there's no real God in the Bible. I'm paraphrasing, okay, but he did say he's using the spin of Edomite Christianity, where he said once that people walk around with teachers saying that Jesus is gay, right? Or Jebus is gay. Okay. He goes, if you wear a t-shirt saying Muhammad is gay, okay, these Muslims will take your head off. But nobody does anything to someone wearing a t-shirt saying Jebus is gay. He goes, therefore, there's some seriousness with Islam. But like the scripture says, Ishmael is, is paraphrasing, is a madman. He's crazy. And with Ishmaelites and Muslim Elamites, they all interbreed with first cousins. So if you do the same thing with dogs, you mate them with their sisters. How does the pups turn out? They turn out mad, right? And plus with their crazy religion, because what Muslims do is they even go for married women. As long as they can convert them and use them for sex, they don't care. They still get their 70 virgins and their little boy toys, their mows in their so-called Muslim heaven. That's how disgusting and depraved these Muslim people are, and Edomites. Okay, so therefore, He's trying to. They're trying to bring the famine of the word, okay, by dissing the Bible, bigging up Islam, okay, so more people gravitate towards a demonic religion, right? And also trying to bring the famine of the word by also talk about men being men, women being women, and also at the same time, the emphasis has been on from the from the foundations of the creation of this media platforms. Since the men of the Lord have been preaching, there's been a spotlight on them, and they've been looking for a way to shut them down, and they're using these ways, right? With Andrew Tate, and it's funny that they're using a Jake to do it as well, okay? Because Esau never does anything direct. They'll put Jake in front, put the cannon on top of his shoulders, but they'll pull the trigger, but it'll look like Jake is doing it, and ultimately is to silence the men of the Lord, the men of Great Millstone, who are the mouthpiece of Abanoah Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Now some scriptures. Salaka, excuse me. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro and seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Okay? So a lot of you, because I was watching some old videos of High Priest Arya when Elder Apostle Tahar was young, and Elder Apostle Gabar was young, um, when they were all young and sharp and all that, raring to go. When you're young men in it, there's a different spirit on you. You see a lot of scoffers, man, in the crowd. A lot of scoffers, and those scoffers, right, have been coming to the camps, sitting on deck chairs with popcorn, burgers and fries, milkshakes, Coca-Colas, and seeing it as entertainment. Nothing wrong with eating and drinking and listening to the word. I'm not saying that, but this is not entertainment, man. You have to really seriously try and absorb this, okay? And try and implement it as best as you can, okay? And a lot of people are going to be wandering from sea to sea, from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro, seeking the word of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yashai, but they won't find it because the men of the Lord are not going to be there. They're going to be on the road. They're going to be traveling. Some of them are going to have spiritual powers. They're going to be saving people, taking people out, taking super soldiers out, healing people. Okay? It'll be that time. Okay? Because the power, I believe, will come in slightly earlier, between the famine of the word and the charagma. That's just my guess, thinking as a man, but it's going to come. It's definitely going to come. And a lot of elders and prophets of Great Millstone are receiving dreams, and they are the men of the Lord, man. Because I ain't seen no disrespect to HOI and Zabak. I think Zabak is a great teacher, but I get more edification from Great Millstone. But I never hear him talk about any kind of dreams or spiritual numbers or anything spiritual. But he, brings out the word, and does, he's doing beautiful stuff. But I'm just saying, me as a man speaking, okay, that's just me, okay, and I don't see no other camp talk about, they've seen chariots or visions or dreams or whatever, angels coming to help them or nothing like that. It all comes from the men of the Lord of Great Millstone and affiliate camps that are joined and give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay? So there's something special about these men. Okay, and when you listen to the men of the Lord, right, Great Millstone and affiliate camps, you get, it's like a massive jigsaw puzzle, right? And there's one piece left. Okay, and when you listen to them, it's like you got a question in your head that might be in your mind or spirit, niggling at you for maybe, I don't know, a day or hour or even a month, maybe even longer. And lo and behold, that day comes and that gap is filled. And even if you don't have any questions, you listen to them, you get so many questions answered, man. It's like a complete sphere. You know what I mean? The circle of life. But with everybody else, it's like, I understand, it was waking up a lot of other people that are waking up to it now. But it's only so many times you can hear, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out, and the banging of sticks on the floor and their staffs and that, they look great, they look royal and all that. I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just saying there's only so many times, because the era for all that was the 80s and the 90s, and that was the era for that. Now, once this digital platforms come out, it was just straight scriptures, austere, manly, masculine, stares and behavior and spirits, and just bringing out the word and answering questions. That's that. And that's what I've seen the men of the Lord do, man. And I've seen it myself. I remember Elder Apostle Tahar just posted a video of the angel coming to visit him. I think it was 2013 or 2014. I remember watching that video when it was first posted, I believe. And because when he said that the Most High is pleased with you, the Most High is pleased with you, you could see Elder Apostle Aramlav looking at him, and you could tell that apostles knew that that was an angel, but they were trying to be humble about it. Obviously, you couldn't just say, chain in front of us and show us your true form and all that kind of thing, you have to be humble about it and keep it spiritual, and you could see the angel's face, man, like the way it was so meek and humble, man. It's like, it's beautiful, man, to sing that, really beautiful, uplifting, kind of brings tears to your eyes to a certain degree, That's just me as a man. So a lot of you, this is going to bring in the famine of the word, and a lot of you that are being scoffing are going to be looking for the men of the Lord. And when the first lockdown came in, what did you lot do? The ones that eat pork and all the filth, you lot eating the cleanup crew of the earth, the crab, lobster, and the conch and the shellfish, and what else? The pig. Huh? All the swine was left on the shelves, but the chicken, beef, and lamb was gone, but the swine was left. And isn't the swine the cheapest? You Jakes left that then, didn't you? Huh? But you only do it when when you feel that your life is on the line. But you don't do it when it's so-called times of peace or when it's so-called semi-normal. It's not semi-normal right now. Okay? Semi-normal is probably, maybe the last semi-normal year was probably 1999. Okay, I could feel a dark spirit coming in when it was 1999. You could just feel the energy shift changing, man, as soon as it hit year 2000. And every 10 years, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Salakia for the digressing, because sometimes the mind just wanders in different places and you just want to spew out or just regurgitate or just state what's on your mind. And hopefully somebody will get what I'm trying to say, Lord willing. Ezekiel 3:26. Let's go to the NLT. And I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth so that you will be speechless and unable to rebuke them, for they are rebels. Okay? And this is, when the tongues, it's not going to literally happen. This is a parable, meaning that the men of the Lord won't be preaching no more to the rebellious nations. And who are the rebellious nations? The rebellious nation is Israel, the most rebellious people. Because they're the only people that don't care about themselves. They care about everybody else but themselves. Because sometimes I watch these videos of people getting into car crashes and someone falling in the water. And who do you see coming to aid them? Or some old-ass cracker trying to get down an escalator or crossing the street, some old-ass Edomite who would probably beat your great grandfather or grandfather's head in back in the day when he was a young man, but you want to help this decrepit cracker, right, across the street. And who was it? Jake, with some dreads, or Eve, you know. You don't care for your own, especially you gang members. You gang members talk about racism, but you're ready to, kill your own. That's what you're just rebellious. You don't want to be royal. You don't want to have slaves. You want to have a job in heaven. You know. You probably saw that a little clip with who's that guy? Steve Harvey, that weirdo. He asked Jake, "What do you want in heaven?" Something like that, and he said, "A job." Okay, and he looked on the board for the amount of people that said that. It was 0. This is Jake saying he wants a job in heaven. He wants to work. That's Jake. That's Jake's thinking, man. They can't go past Babylon. And a lot of these sellout Jakes, man, that have taken the 501c3, they just want to be American Israelites. And when the men of the Lord have stopped preaching, okay, and the tongue sticks to the roof of their mouth, meaning that they're not going to preach no more, okay, and and they'll be speechless and they won't be talking anymore because you guys are rebellious and you don't deserve it anymore. Okay, it's like you get chances, like the 3-strike thing. You get your first chance, you get your second chance, you get your third chance. Now if you don't take any of those chances, then that's it for you, and then you're just left out there in the wind, and whatever happens to you happens to you. Then you're going to be wandering to and fro, or you won't find the men of the Lord. Let's read the King James Version. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Who are a rebellious house? Is Israel. Okay. Let me see if Luke 1:20 is. I just want to make sure that, if I'm going to read a scripture that is completely correlating to the particular topic that I'm on, and I don't want to. Luke 1:20. And now you will be silent and unable to speak until the day this comes to pass. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, so brought a couple of scriptures there, and my input on Andrew Tate and the famine of the word, which will come, and is around the corner. And a lot of elders have had dreams and visions, and the dreams and visions are getting quite heavy. And I've got a lot of dreams and visions from November. Yeah, November, every Saturday morning for about 2-3 weeks in a row, I had some dreams and visions. I made videos on it. I'm not going to touch on it right now. I want to start digressing again. I better stop. Anyway, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. And, I always try and say this on every video. For further edification, always go to the Apostles of Great Millstone, or GMS Street Ministry, Maccabean Spirit, GMS Page Master, Elder Kazakia Allah, a very great teacher. He has some real superb righteous rants, that pump you up and brings out scriptures and everything, and hits a nail on the head of a lot of situations that you may be going through as well. A really, really great teacher. And Sirach 428, one of my favorite camps, which is GMS Chicago. Job Yasharallah, which is Elder Bishop Manatazak, and another one of my favorite teachers. He's got that raw, like a lion kind of spirit, but keeps it spiritual at the same time. You know what I mean? You'll understand when you hear him talk. And me being in London, GMS UK, or GMS London, You'll see him. If it's Great Millstone, just chuck in London or the UK or End is Nigh, anything Great Millstone, you will get edified. And oh yeah, for the Lashawan Kodash, for the Hebrew, for the prayers, GMS Army 144 or GMS Army, GMS 144 Army, GMS Army 144, Elder Maragan or Magan, Salakia for that. Let me see. GMS Army 144. What's the right page I get up? I think this is it. Is it? I would have subscribed to every one. This must be a new page. Might as well subscribe. It's a new one. I guess probably some elder that must have lost his channel. I'll check that out in a minute. GMS. Yeah, man. I even saw this clown, man. This guy. What's this guy doing, bro? He's making a video against Elder Posata. I was quite shocked about that, but you know what? I'm not going to touch on that. Anyway, yeah, it's GMS Army. GMS Army 144, and it's GMS Army 144. Priest Magun, I believe his name is. He knows the Lashwan Kodash. What I'll do is my next video, I'll get the names correct. Salakia, for being slightly without complete clarity on the name of the page, but I'll do better next time. But anyway, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Kodash.